What's up guys, Bionic here, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I want to go over my 10 MVPs, the champions that if I would not have on my account, I would basically not be where I am. They all came at different times, but they were all game changers, and today they continue to be the champions that I used the most. So by giving you guys a snapshot of what my account looks like now that I'm gonna say almost ultra end game, right? I did all of Faction Wars, my Great Hall is doing pretty good, almost done. I have Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss on 3 keys. I am in Gold 4 Arena Classic. I've been in Gold 4 Tag Arena, but I just go back and forth between Gold 3 and 4 because it's easier for the gold bars. I talked about that before. Like I said, the Faction Wars, everything is done. So I was going over some of my champions thinking, you know, maybe I'm going to re-gear them. Maybe I'm going to shuffle things around once Doom Tower goes live. So again, by giving you guys a quick snapshot, you sort of know what to expect or what you might hope to get to reach where I am at today as the free-to-play well. Okay, I get it with the perks, I get more resources than others. Still, the fact is that I started as free-to-play, still am free-to-play. Well, like, my journey has been obviously a little bit different, okay? I'll also point out really quickly, if you want to look at, let's say, some of the dungeon runs that I'm going to talk about today, because yeah, a lot of them are used in dungeons, obviously. You know, they're champions that I use pretty much everywhere as much as I can. I do have my most recent ones called speed runs. You can go on my channel, in the little search bar, you type speed runs, press enter, and they're all going to come up, all 4 of them. You can also look at my previous teams, exactly when I got Arbiter, or right after I got Arbiter, I redesigned all my teams to work with Arbiter, so she was basically in all of them. Okay, so you do 100% here, you're going to have the dragon, the spider. If you scroll down, you should have Fire Knight, Ice Golem is also somewhere in there, right there. Okay, so Ice Golem. And what I liked about those is that it was very consistent. It was slow, but it was very consistent, very safe builds, which is something you don't typically have before you get Arbiter. At least I didn't. All my missions were done with very like inconsistent teams. I was just trying to do the missions, right? So that sort of leads me to my first champion, and it is Arbiter for obvious reasons. I'm not going to spend too much time on her. I have a full dedicated build video. It's all about speed. At this point in the game, she's not in my dungeons anymore. She could be, but the way my dungeons are tuned, she's now mainly for Classic Arena and Tag Arena. You might think, well, that's not, you know, your most used champion. In a sense, it is. If she's at least in 2 places, or any champion on this list are in at least 2 places, I consider that to be the most used. Okay, so for her, it is all about speed. It continues to be. I did max out her skills, and I went with these masteries right here. The next one is going to be my first ever fusion, which is Foli. Why Foli, you might think? Because he's still my best AoE nuker for the arena and Tag Arena, and also my dedicated farmer for Brutal 12-3. I talked about this before. With these stats, I can reach anywhere between 8 seconds and 16 seconds, depending on how unlucky you are with the procs. But like, I would not have any other champions to replace an AoE nuker like this. It would have to be literally like one of the starter champions, okay? But now that I have this guy, Foli, instead, with the block revive on the A3 and the turn meter reduction, this is huge. This is a very, very solid upgrade for my account, and so I continue to use him the most. And yeah, he's basically in the introduction of all my videos because I kind of like the looks of the guy, right? He looks pretty badass. Anyway, the next one is, I'm going to say, probably the fusion that we all hope to get as quickly as possible, although there are now more recent champions that could replace him, and I pulled mine from a shard. It is Rhazin. Rhazin brought so much to the table because of this skill right here. Decrease defense and weaken on a 100% chance of happening. That is huge. In the beginning, you don't have this. He literally sort of like replaced a War Maiden for me because I didn't have anything else. Triple hit A1. Also was very good for the Fire Knight. I do believe, pretty sure he is in this setup right here. Fire Knight, 100% success rate. Okay, Rhazin is in there. He is awesome for that. A really solid champion to have. Like I said, all the skills are done, and we have the typical clan boss build, right? I also use him in Tag Arena because of his aura. He's very hard to build for both. But if you can build a high resistance as well as enough accuracy on this guy, not necessarily stalwart, you can go for lifesteal, but like, he can serve that purpose of being a very solid defense team for tag arena. Then I'm going to cover one of the most recent fusions, which I consider to be still one of the best fusions we've ever had so far, and I'm really sad we're not getting a Void Legendary for this Christmas, but it is going to be Tormin. Tormin is one of the better crowd control champions in the game. He might not be platinum material anymore, but he used to be. He was great for spiders for me with Ultimate Gaelic. That combo was awesome for crowd control, made it all possible for my high success rate teams. If you go check it out, again, this one right here, Spider, Tormin is in there. He was also used at some point, I believe, on the Ice Golem. I was using him in there as well. Great control in a stun set. I managed to make mine very fast to be in my classic arena team. Arbiter into Tormin. Continues to be one of my better combos for crowd control. All the skills are done on this guy. And for the masteries, here they are. The next one is going to be, I'm going to cover them right away. It's 2 Coldhearts. Not 1, but 2. I do have 3 built on my account. They could be built much better, but like the way I geared them was to be just enough for the PvE content, right? Again, I could reach 300% crit damage if I wanted to, but there is such a thing as too much, and like I'm not going to shave off half my run times for dungeons. So I found the sweet spot of what I needed with very accessible gear for them to work and for what I want to do with them, right? But these two, in fact, when I got them was very early on. They were game changers and they continue to be. They're not easy to gear in the beginning, but when your Great Hall is well advanced like mine, these are the best of the best. This skill right here is unparalleled. Nobody else will come close to this except for the one that I'll cover next. Masteries are the same for both of them. The reason they're like this, it is for the Fire Knight dungeon, because I do use 2 of them in there, 2 of them in the Spider. I use 2 of them in basically all the keeps as well, along with this next one, which is Royal Guard. I recently got a second one. I'm still trying to figure out if I really need to build a second one now that all my teams are working, but still, same thing with this guy, kind of built with accessible gear very early on. I got him a long time ago, and all the skills are done on this guy, but what we really like is the takedown ability for enemy max HP, like the Coldhearts, okay? So enemy max HP on any account is a game changer. It's going to take some time before you get them all, but if you do, you're going to be pretty happy. And then I'm going to cover 2 more that I'm going to say sort of like one enable the other, but you obviously need the first one, and it's the one that I got before the second one. It's Seer. Seer, same thing, again, enemy max HP. So now she gave me more options for the dungeon runs, and if you look at all my speed runs, it is basically because of Seer, right? Her skill is amazing. You do need to reach pretty insane stats for this to work. I say insane for my account, you know what I mean. But if you would really want her to be more effective on your account, you would need a lot more accuracy to be able to use her in the arena on top of dungeons, right? But I have not yet committed to trying to re-gear this and give her more accuracy, but it is definitely something I am considering down the road. Perhaps full perception, very offensive perception set would be absolutely amazing. But yeah, the Karma Burn skill is just, it's next level. I did a full build video on her where I covered Broadma at the same time to replace the next champion I'm going to talk about. Masteries, here they are. And the one that enabled the Seer for me, at least early on, so a couple months ago, before I realized I could work with a Broadma to do almost the same thing, it is Mausoleum Mage. This guy brings a whole lot to the table with this skill right here, and also this skill is quite interesting. He is in my tag arena as well, but also in a lot of my dungeons. High resistance. High resistance is the way to go on this guy with a shield set, right? As for the masteries, here they are. T6 here is unshakable, okay? And so the final one that I am going to cover for the 10th one is not easy to get, but he's going to be able to do a lot of great things on my account once I find a suitable replacement for him, aka Sepulchre Sentinel. It is the Bad-el-Kazar. The Bad-el-Kazar is very unique because of his skill set, the ability to place 2 poison debuffs as well as 2 continuous heals and remove all buffs from all allies. Okay, this combo here is again one of the best in the game, not to mention this amazing passive to 20% more damage against targets under poison debuffs. This is amazing for clan boss, although most people don't even use him for clan boss anymore. They gear him as a solo artists for, let's say, Minotaur 15 or even Dragon 20 or even some of the keeps. So that is a next big upgrade I want to do on my account once I get that Sepulchre Sentinel. One day I will get it. Here are the masteries of my Bad-el-Kazar. And so there you have it, guys, sort of like a rundown of all the teams, or sorry, all the champions that I use throughout the game a little bit more. My MVPs, and I'll quickly show you guys sort of like my teams for, let's say, the Ice Golem. Okay, we got the Seer, the Mausoleum Mage in there. Yeah, Stag Knight is still very important. He is used in 2 of the dungeons, but I don't use Stag Knight in Clan Boss or, let's say, in the Arena. He is used in Faction Wars, but because he's not used in other aspects of like the main aspects of the game, such as the Arena Clan Boss, I consider him to be very good. But you know, same thing with Rotos. He was very good for a while in the Arena, but now not so much. So he is in my Tag Arena, but also in 1 dungeon, right? Not Clan Boss. He is in Faction Wars, obviously, but I wouldn't exactly say he's one of my MVPs right now. For the Spider, let's check that real quick. Here we're gonna have those 2 Coldhearts and that Royal Guard. Stag Knight's in here again. Renegade, I suppose I could mention her real quick, but that's because she's only there for the dungeons and to reset the skills, and then she dies. So she is important, but I wouldn't exactly say the most valuable. She is kind of very important for speedruns, though. I'm not gonna lie, if you don't have a Prince Kaimar, you sort of need that Renegade. Okay, and here we're gonna have again Royal Guard, Seer, and Mausoleum Mage. War Maiden here being important as well. Renegade again. And then for the Fire Knight, I can show you guys real quick. Okay, we have the Seer again, and then those 2 Coldhearts I was talking about. Okay, so I consider these to be a little bit more important than the rest. As for the keeps, well, I can't show them all, but I can show this one here real quick. We're gonna have 2 Coldhearts in there, Royal Guard in there again. So this is about, I don't know, 40 seconds, 35 seconds. So again, very fast, and pretty much all the keeps are, I think, almost all that build. Right, even if I have a weak affinity here and there, I really don't care that much. It tends to like work anyway. Same thing here, you see what I mean? So then I'll show you guys one last thing. It is the Arena, my classic Arena team. The defense here doesn't really matter right now because I'm just trying to be a little bit lower, but typically I would have Tormin, Harvest Jack, and Foli. Okay, so that's my usual team for Arena. It still hasn't really changed. Could be maybe a little bit better, but like, it's not worth the effort for the time being. And then we have our Tag Arena teams right here. Foli is in there. We have our Tormin in there. Mausoleum Mage is in here again as well, our Arbiter. So you can kind of see what I mean. Okay, so some of my most valuable champions on my account. After all this time, interestingly enough, there are at least 2 fusions, 3 fusions technically in there, right? So let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you later.